The film opens with a tense and unsettling moment as a group of Japanese pirates quietly storm the residence of the noble vice general Xiang Zhen. They move like shadows, slipping inside the estate and silently killing the guards one by one. Inside the house, a young boy named Yang Hai is playing with his mother, completely unaware of the danger closing in. His mother suddenly senses something is wrong. Without hesitation, she grabs a sword and rushes Yang Hai out, shielding him as they flee. Outside, his father stands alone, desperately fighting the pirates. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, he is ultimately killed. Yang Hai's mother manages to get him out of the house, but tragedy strikes again when an arrow fired by the pirate leader pierces her body. Forced to run for his life, Yang Hai escapes alone, leaving behind the lifeless bodies of both his parents. This moment changes his life forever. This is an arrow through the heart.
你们不是狼，我们也不是羊。
Months later, Yang Hai arrives at a remote village. He asks the villagers about the home of a man named Yan Shiba. After being sent from place to place, he finally reaches a house guarded by a chubby boy. At first he is turned away, but a blind girl invites him inside. Yang Hai explains that his father entrusted him to learn archery from Yan Shiba, a man known as the greatest archer of his time. He also reveals his determination to master the bow so he can avenge his family. The blind girl gently tells him that her father has already passed away. Hearing this, Yang Hai breaks down, believing his last hope is gone. She comforts him and promises to teach him archery herself. At first, Yang Hai is doubtful. That doubt disappears the moment he witnesses her extraordinary skill with the bow. 10 years pass, and Yang Hai grows into a highly skilled archer. One day, he goes hunting in the forest with his longtime friend Abu, who was once a chubby child and is now fully grown. They initially aim for a bird, but after noticing it has chicks, they choose to spare it and return home with 2 rabbits instead. Back in the village, they meet Aunt Lung, who asks Yang Hai to help hunt a wolf that has been attacking her livestock. Yang Hai refuses, still hurt by the fact that she once falsely accused Abu of stealing a goat. When they return home, Yang Hai and Abu meet the blind girl again, now grown into a beautiful young woman named Xiaoping. However, she greets them with a cold expression. Yang Hai tries to cheer her up, promising to buy her a new hairpin so she will not stay upset. When he asks why she is angry, Xiaoping admits she is disappointed in him for refusing to help Aunt Lung. As Yang Hai lifts the iron bow once owned by the late Yan Shiba, he declares that he trusts only Xiaoping and Abu. He vows to repay kindness many times over and to punish evil without mercy. Xiaoping immediately snatches the bow away, calling his attitude childish. She reminds him that the iron bow of Yan Shiba is still beyond his strength to draw. The bow becomes a symbol of maturity and emotional control, something Yang Hai has not yet fully achieved. The next day, Yang Hai heads to the market to sell his hunting catch. While there, he notices a beautiful hairpin that immediately catches his eye, but he has no money to buy it. As he continues walking through the market, his attention is drawn to a beautiful woman sitting at a small stall. The situation suddenly turns tense when the woman is harassed by a man and accidentally blurts out a word in Japanese. The crowd quickly realizes that she is Japanese. Haunted by memories of past brutality from Japanese pirates, the villagers panic. They seize the woman, tie her to an altar, and prepare to execute her. Some even turn it into a public challenge to decide who will kill her. Yang Hai pushes forward, trying to intervene, but the chaos spirals out of control. In a critical moment, he releases an arrow that knocks the executioner's weapon away and pins the woman's hair in place, stopping the killing just in time. Moments later, a group of pirates led by Captain Chi Hu arrives. The villagers scatter in fear. The pirates rescue the woman, revealing her identity as Jing Xiang, the only daughter of the pirate leader, Chong Ru. Chi Hu quickly escorts her away, urging her to return home, since her disappearance without permission has deeply worried her father. Back at home, Yang Hai shares a meal with Xiaoping and Abu. During dinner, Yang Hai mentions seeing Aunt Lung crying in the village. Abu explains that her husband was bitten by a wolf, which caused her distress. Unexpectedly, Xiaoping senses that Yang Hai has recently met a beautiful woman. She figures it out simply from changes in his breathing and heartbeat. Realizing this leaves her hurt and quietly consumed by jealousy. Elsewhere, Chi Hu reports back to his leader. Instead of praise, he is harshly reprimanded for nearly costing his only daughter her life. Enraged, the pirate leader orders Chi Hu to wipe out the entire village and take some of the villagers as slaves before returning to Japan. Afterward, Jing Xiang begins training in archery under Chi Hu's guidance. Meanwhile, life in the village appears normal on the surface. Yang Hai returns to the market, determined to finally buy the hairpin he wanted. However, prices have skyrocketed due to the chaos caused by the pirates, leaving him unable to afford it once again. Without warning, Jing Xiang appears and buys every hairpin at the stall for Yang Hai. Feeling uncomfortable accepting such generosity, he chases after her, hoping to understand her intentions. At the same time, Xiaoping senses danger approaching the village. She and Abu prepare to escape, but their worst fears come true when the pirates suddenly storm in and begin slaughtering the villagers without mercy. Elsewhere, Yang Hai and Jing Xiang walk together. Along the way, Yang Hai talks about a woman who protected him like a mother, taught him archery and guided him toward a better life. But while they walk, disaster unfolds behind them. Back in the village, Xiaoping, Abu, and several other villagers have been captured and are being forced toward the pirates' ships. As they spend more time together, Jing Xiang tries to understand what Yang Hai feels for the woman he keeps talking about. Yang Hai himself does not really understand what love is, so Jing Xiang explains it as longing, dependence, and the pain that comes with loss. In his innocence, Yang Hai slowly realizes that he is beginning to feel those emotions. Even so, Jing Xiang reminds him that they stand on opposite sides of the world. Jing Xiang then reveals the truth about her condition. She is not expected to live much longer. Her illness once drove her into despair and even made her consider ending her own life. After Yang Hai saved her, she found hope again and asked him to stay by her side for the rest of her days. She also explains that the only way for her to survive is by consuming the heart of an intelligent person, something she believes no longer exists in this world. As a symbol of their bond, Yang Hai gives her his pig necklace, a charm believed to bring luck and long life. In return, Jing Xiang gives him a small mirror she once used at the market. As the day grows late, Yang Hai says goodbye and heads back to the village. When he arrives, he is shocked to find the village completely destroyed. Among the ruins, he discovers Aunt Lung, barely clinging to life. With her final breath, she tells him that the pirates are responsible for everything and urges him to live on with a kind heart, free of hatred. She then dies before his eyes. Seeing the devastation and the loss of everyone he knew, Yang Hai immediately sets off to chase the pirates. That night, the captured villagers are allowed to rest. They are given only a small piece of bread to survive. Abu tries to give his share to Xiaoping, but she refuses. Noticing this, Chi Hu, who has been watching Xiaoping from the beginning, gives her extra bread, knowing their journey is far from over. The next morning, the group continues moving. Along the way, a bald pirate named Chong Ru shows off his archery skills by shooting at a flock of migrating birds. Not wanting to be outdone, Chi Hu steps in and fires a single arrow that brings down 2 birds at once. Instead of being impressed, Xiaoping responds with a faint smile. Seeing her reaction, Chi Hu approaches her. From that moment, Xiaoping points out the weakness in his archery, especially the angle of his shot. Feeling challenged, Chi Hu proposes a wager. If Xiaoping can do better, he will release all the captives. Relying solely on her godlike hearing, Xiaoping proves her skill. With a single draw of the bow, she brings down 3 birds using just 1 arrow. Her success leaves Chi Hu in awe, and his feelings for her grow even deeper. Xiaoping immediately demands that he honor his promise and free the captives. But everything changes when Jing Xiang arrives. She looks for Yang Hai among the prisoners, but cannot find him. As she checks each person, her eyes fall on the pig necklace worn by Xiaoping. It is identical to the one Yang Hai gave her earlier. In that moment, Jing Xiang realizes that the woman Yang Hai spoke of all along is Xiaoping. At the same time, Xiaoping understands that Jing Xiang is the Japanese woman Yang Hai met at the market. Chi Hu admits that he has lost the wager and agrees to release all the captives. He is not worried, believing he can always seize people from another village later. But before anyone is truly freed, Jing Xiang adds a cruel condition. The prisoners will only earn their freedom if they can survive a rain of arrows and reach the far end of the river. The pirates prepare immediately. The male captives run for their lives, but one by one they fall. Seeing the chaos, Abu lifts Xiaoping onto his back and charges forward through the storm of arrows. Even as arrows pierce his body, he forces himself onward until Xiaoping finally reaches the riverbank. The price is devastating because Abu does not survive. Although Xiaoping escapes, Jing Xiang is still not satisfied. She orders Chong Ru to hunt her down. Chi Hu tries to stop this, knowing it breaks his promise, but Jing Xiang ignores him. She believes Xiaoping is exceptionally intelligent and is convinced her heart can be used as medicine. As night deepens, Xiaoping keeps running with nothing but a wooden staff. At the same time, Chi Hu pleads for the pursuit to end, but Jing Xiang remains firm. Left with no choice, Chi Hu follows Chong Ru, who has already gone ahead. After a long chase, Chong Ru catches up to Xiaoping. Using her agility and sharp hearing, she avoids every arrow fired at her. Cornered and desperate, she improvises a bow using a wooden stick and cloth. With that crude weapon, she strikes back and kills Chong Ru. Not long after, Yang Hai reaches the area, but the darkness prevents him from finding Xiaoping. Meanwhile, Chi Hu witnesses the death of his younger brother and is consumed by rage. He orders all his men to hunt Xiaoping down. Fortunately, Yang Hai finds her first. Sensing the danger closing in, he tells Xiaoping to hide while he prepares to face the pirates alone. He fights through the night without rest, cutting down his enemies one by one until morning comes. At the same time, Jing Xiang manages to capture Xiaoping. The battle continues until only Qi Hu remains. The two clash fiercely and reach the edge of a cliff. There, Qi Hu demands that Yang Hai surrender. He claims pirates are wolves and the common people are nothing but sheep, insisting that resistance is meaningless. With no arrows left, Yang Hai retreats. In a tragic moment, he is struck by an arrow and falls into the river. Despite his severe injuries, he survives and makes his way home, treating his wounds with the herbal remedies left behind by Xiaoping. Enduring pain and bottled-up rage, Yang Hai finally makes his decision. He takes up the iron bow of the late Yan Shiba. This time, driven by everything he has endured, he manages to draw it fully, proving that he has crossed the limit that once held him back. Meanwhile, Xiaoping is held captive by Jing Xiang and the pirates. Qi Hu is ordered to execute her and take her heart. Heavy with guilt, he prepares to carry out the command. Then Jing Xiang changes her mind. She decides to keep Xiaoping alive, wanting her to witness that Yang Hai loves Jing Xiang more than anyone else. The next morning, the group sets out again, forcing the captives to move with them, including Xiaoping. Along the way, Jing Xiang suddenly collapses. Even in captivity, Xiaoping does everything she can to treat her. When Jing Xiang regains consciousness, Xiaoping makes it clear that any sacrifice of her heart would only have meaning if Jing Xiang grows into a kind and wise person. The journey continues, but they soon stop when one of the soldiers steps aside to relieve himself. Without warning, he is struck down by a powerful arrow. The moment shocks everyone, especially Qi Hu, who has never witnessed such overwhelming force from a single shot. Xiaoping explains that the legend of Yan Shiba's bow, the bow once owned by her father, was never just a myth. The pirates immediately go on alert and begin hunting for Yang Hai. At the same time, Jing Xiang takes Xiaoping hostage, pressing a weapon to her neck. A massive battle erupts. One by one, the pirates fall until only Yang Hai and Qi Hu remain standing. During their final duel, Jing Xiang once again threatens Xiaoping's life. Yang Hai is pushed into an impossible choice. Qi Hu, who also harbors feelings for Xiaoping, secretly hopes Yang Hai will save her. Meanwhile, Jing Xiang believes Yang Hai has given her a reason to live again, and refuses to let everything end meaninglessly. Amid the chaos, Xiaoping makes her decision. She seizes the weapon and sacrifices herself. In that instant, Yang Hai fires an arrow toward Jing Xiang, while Qi Hu releases an arrow toward Yang Hai. Wounded but not defeated, Yang Hai manages to rise once more. Thick fog blankets the battlefield, forcing him to rely only on instinct and the teachings Xiaoping once gave him. With one final shot, Qi Hu is finally brought down. In her final moments, Xiaoping fully accepts Yang Hai's love. The film closes with Yang Hai setting off toward the Ming dynasty. He plans to meet the general and join the coming war against the emperor in a rising coup. So the moral of the story is never trust pirates, never ignore emotional maturity, and definitely think twice before giving away your lucky pig necklace.